New features in AutoCAD MEP 2013. Transparency has been added by Core AutoCAD into layers. In Layer Manager, you will notice there is a new column on layers for transparency, and it goes from 0 to 90%. 100% would make it disappear completely. 90% allows you to still find the object and make it selectable. All right. So as Core AutoCAD added transparency, we added transparency onto MEP displays. So in Objects, you'll notice that our displays have transparency here to the far right, and you may select 0 to 90 or by block and by layer. Transparency also shows up on the property palette. So if we draw a new object, such as a duct, and we look at the property palette and switch to the display tab, we will see on the components, transparency has been added as a component property here. In addition, if you right-click and say Edit Duct Style, you will find it through here on the transparencies. You'll also find it through Edit Object Display and on the General Properties tab. It can also be found on Display Themes if we select our display theme and right-click, Edit Display Theme Style, on the Design Rules tab, where you can control the layer color properties of each theme, to the far right, we have added transparency. A question came up: what good is transparency to AutoCAD MEP objects and AutoCAD architecture objects? Well, let's do a demonstration. And traditionally, on an engineer's drawing, the ductwork, piping, conduit, cable tray, whatever discipline, engineering discipline you are, your drawings, your objects are traditionally a normal or a boulder line type, line weight, and the architectural backgrounds and any other discipline that may be brought in for coordination, those other disciplines are grayed out. Transparency provides another option to graying out your background. Many printers and plotters are now in color. And rather than graying out a background to make your engineering objects pop out on the drawing, you can make the other disciplines more transparent so that you still get the screening in color and have a color plot with your engineering objects popping out and the architectural background screened all entirely in color. Let's demonstrate that. Here I have made an architectural background with some doors and walls and desks and chairs we will bring this into an MEP drawing as an XREF. Okay. Here is the architectural background XREF'd into the mechanical drawing file with the architectural background traditionally screened. So this is what a layout with HVAC ductwork thrown in there would look like. And this is how we would traditionally gray out an architectural background. Now, with transparency thrown in there, this is what it can look like. So this is the background in full color without any transparency. Now I'm going to gray out the layers, the architectural layers, using transparency. So I'm going to select all the architectural layers. And I'm going to set the transparency here. It's currently at 0. I'm going to set it all the way up to 90% just to go to from one extreme to another. And there we go. So this is where an architectural background maintains its original colors, and the ductwork just pops out there on the screen. Some alternatives, like rather than 90, we'll go to 50% here. So you can get varying different grades of transparency. All right, now what does that look like plotted? So without transparency, it'll look like this. With transparency, it looks more like that. So you can see how the ductwork would plot out a nice bold line type with a background of a much lighter color. Rather than using gray, you can use the architect's original colors. So let's look what gray looks like. Okay. So here's that background with a gray architectural background. So you can get different plots that way. And that's kind of the benefit of using transparency instead of graying out a background. Thank you very much.